Sir, very happy morning to all.
Happy morning, sir.
Sir, we are going to start most important and relevant topic for examination, sir, which is computation of GST payable. The first 14-mark question for exam. The first 14-mark question for exam. So in that Jan 21 question, we are going to try. My dear lovable students, will be trying 3 questions. Question A, question N and question M. We are into question number 1 is the target. Cash and Credit Limited is registered with GST department in the state of Maharashtra. So they have registered person, Cash and Credit Limited, they are registered in Maharashtra. It has its registered office at Mumbai. Their registered office is situated in Mumbai. It is engaged in business of production, manufacture and supply of fresh fruits, vegetables, fresh juices and fruit pulp. Multiple products they are dealing. Fruits and vegetables are exempted goods, whereas fresh juices and pulps are taxable products. That means they are engaged in both taxable and exempted. Apportionment concept will be applicable. It has made the following intra-state supply during the month of April. Fresh fruits they sold, sir, 1100 lakhs. Vegetables they sold 1100 lakhs. Fresh juices they sold 2000 lakhs. And carbonated fruit drink they sold 200 lakh. GST rate as applicable on the above supply is as follows. Fresh fruits, we all know that it is exempted. So nil. Sir, vegetables is also nil rated. Sir, it is no GST will come. Fresh juices 6%, 6% CGST, SGST and 12% of IGST. Carbonated fruit drink 14, but IGST is 28%. Further, for making the supply of fruit juices, it has used the service of Goods Transport Agency, GTA, based in Ahmedabad, who have charged them 20 lakh as charges for their services. So basically, GTA services is a RCM service. So the recipient is liable to pay tax at RCM. Such GTA have not opted to pay GST under FCM. Since the GTA has not adopted FCM, the recipient is one of the 7 specified person located in taxable territory. Is the person liable to pay GST on rate of tax on GTA under reverse charge is how much percent? 5%. In respect of the above supply, company has received the following inward supply. That means these are ITC related matters they have given. Fresh fruits for supply, we all know that it is nil rated, so there is no tax. Nil. Vegetables for supply, sir, for that also there is no GST, so dash. Whereas fruit pulp used for fruit juice and carbonated drink, sir, since this fruit pulp has been used for supplying taxable item, you can take ITC. Sugar used for fruit juice and carbonated drink, you have paid GST, that can be claimed as preservative for fruit juice and carbonated drink, IGST has been paid, you can claim it as water for fruit juice and carbonated drink. Water, there is no GST, it is nil rated. Administrative expenses, common administrative expenses, they specifically given common. That means we have to do the apportionment. Sir, total GST paid is 2 lakhs and 2 lakhs. We have to segregate that 2 lakh and 2 lakh into taxable supply and exempt supply. Marketing expenses again common. IGST of 10 lakh is there. This has to be apportioned between taxable and exempted. Purchase of machinery, capital goods for fruit drink manufacture, since it has been used exclusively for fruit drink and fruit drink is taxable, entire ITC can be claimed in one shot. Motor vehicle for director of issues, it's a blocked credit because it has not been used for the exception specified. Compute the output tax liability, available ITC and payment to be made from electronic cash and credit ledger for the month of April 2020. Considering that the entire ITC shall be utilized for payment of the tax. Basically, they want what is the output tax liability. They want what is the ITC available. They want what is the payment to be made. This is a Jan 21 question. I hope that when you are reading the question itself, a confidence is coming. You will be able to appreciate or understand. Computation of ITC available with cash and credit ledger for April. We are going to calculate the output tax liability. Input tax credit on, ITC available. Computation of ITC available. Input tax credit on input services and capital goods. Fruit pulp, you tell me, can we take ITC? Yes, sir, because that fruit pulp is used to supply taxable supply. Sugar can we use? Yes, sir. Preservatives can we use? Administration expenses can be used? Yes, sir, but we have to apportion. So the total credit available is 2 lakh CGST and 2 lakh and marketing expenses of total 10 lakh. But these two things are common, my dear lovable students. We have to apportion these two things. We will. So the next one. Transportation charges for supply of what juices? Tax is payable by dash and dash limited. The recipient is liable to pay the tax on what charge basis? At how much percent? Under reverse charge. Further, it's a dash state supply. Since supplier is located in where? Ahmedabad. The GTA is located in and place of supply is Maharashtra because they provided to a registered person. With regard to transportation of goods, since both the guys are situated in taxable territory, you tell me place of supply will be as per section 12 or section 13? Place of supply will be as per section 12. Why are you thinking this much? Section 12. As per section 12, tell me which section will be applicable? Transportation of goods, GTA 12.8, transportation of goods. Provided to a registered person or unregistered person. If it is to a registered person, location of such person. Here the recipient is a registered person. So the supplier is situated, the GTA is situated where? GTA. Further, for making taxable supplies of fruit juice, it has used the services of GTA based in where? Who have charged them 20 lakh as charges for their services. So the service provider GTA is situated in Ahmedabad, whereas service recipient is Maharashtra. So you tell me it's a interstate supply or intrastate supply? Interstate supply. Since the supply is an interstate supply, dash has to be paid, IGST has to be paid. That's why IGST has been paid as RCM, my dear lovable students, for GTA services 1 lakh. Because what is the amount? 20 lakhs is the amount. 20 lakhs into 5% comes to how much lakh? 1 lakh. 1 lakh is the amount to be paid by the recipient on reverse charge basis. Now the next one. Sir, input tax, which is CGST, SGST or IGST, paid on input services and what goods used in the manufacture of taxable product with fresh juice and carbonated fruit drinks is available as ITC machinery. I am saying because that machinery has been used exclusively for taxable supply. So you can claim ITC in one shot, which is how much lakh? Now coming to motor vehicle. Motor vehicle is a what credit? ITC on motor vehicle for transportation of person with seating capacity of up to how much person is blocked for a supplier who is not engaged in further supply of such vehicle, transportation of passenger or imparting training on such vehicle. That means, my dear lovable students, total CGST paid is 20 lakh plus 6 lakh plus 2 lakh comes to 28 lakh. Total SGST paid is 20 lakh plus 6 lakh plus 2 lakhs comes to, so here 12 lakhs plus 10 lakh, 22 plus 1, 23 plus 8, Totally 31 lakh. But this ITC includes common credit. So we have to reduce the common credit based upon the turnover. So less ITC input tax credit to be reversed on input and what services? Common credit of CGST on administrative expenses being used commonly for taxable and exempt product, right? So you tell me, what is the total common credit? 2 lakhs, because 2 lakhs of CGST and 2 lakhs of, here look at here, administrative expenses GST is totally 2 lakhs of CGST and 2 lakhs of SGST. So this 2 lakh has to be apportioned based upon the exempt turnover and the taxable turnover, right? So 2 lakh into, you tell me what and all items are exempted item? Fresh fruits and vegetables. That means 1100 plus 1100 are exempt item. Comes so much? 2200. What and all are taxable? Again 2200 are taxable. That means, sir, total turnover is equal to 4400. Am I right? Yes, so 2200 divided by 4400 is the proportion. That means 50% of the credit has to be put it on dustbin. Because 50% of the credit has been used for what supply? Exempt supply. Comfortable, sir? So, common credit of CGST on administrative expense being used commonly for taxable and exempt product. Total common credit comes to how much lakh? Exempt turnover is 2200 lakh, which comprises of whose turnover and whose turnover? Vegetables and fresh fruits. Whereas the total turnover comprises of the full turnover. So the common credit attributable to exempt supply will be how much lakh? Similar reversal for which credit also. So from the total CGST paid of 28 lakh, we are reducing 1 lakh and 1 lakh because this credit has been used for exempt supply. Comfortable? Now coming to the common credit of IGST on what expenses? Because marketing expenses, that marketing has not been done for taxable product but for all the product, the shop as a whole, right? So being used commonly for taxable and exempted product, what is the IGST credit available for the marketing product? 10 lakhs. The same 5 lakh has to be put it on dustbin. And the remaining 5 lakh is entitled because it has also been apportioned based upon the turnover. The turnover is 50-50. 50% is taxable and that's why, sir, 5 lakh has to be put it on dustbin. So, totally rupees 10 lakh. Common credit attributable to exempt supply is equal to 10 lakh into 2200 divided by. So, out of 28 lakhs credit available, 1 lakh you have to put it on. The remaining eligible ITC after apportionment will be 27 lakhs. Comfortable? Sir, here, sir, out of total SGST 28 lakh, if you reduce 1 lakh, you will get how much lakh? Whereas out of 31 lakh, which includes common credit of 10 lakh, in that 5 lakh put it on. The remaining 5 lakh is eligible. 26 lakhs is the target. Comfortable, sir? What we have calculated? Computation of what available? What we have done? We have taken all the ITC paid, GST paid, minus ineligible ITC, which is the share in the common credit. We got the eligible ITC. Now we are moving into the next one, man. Computation of net GST payable. The final answer. Computation of net GST. What is net GST payable? Which is nothing but output tax collected minus input tax paid. Output tax collected minus the eligible NSR ITC. Sir, intra-state sale of fresh fruits. You tell me, fresh fruits taxable or not taxable? Exempted, nil rated. So nothing is there. No need to collect any GST. Intra-state, sir, sale of vegetables. Is vegetable, will you collect GST? No, sir. That's why output tax is nil. Whereas for fresh juices, 2000 lakhs value, you will collect CGST and SGST at the rate of, what is the rate for fresh juices? 6% for fresh juice, CGST and SGST. Here it is 14, remember that. So you have to collect 6%. So 2000 into 6%, 120 lakhs and intra-state sale of carbonated fruit drink. Total 200 lakhs is the turnover. 200 lakhs into 14% comes to 28 lakhs and you will get the total output tax liability of 148 lakhs. Comfortable? Sir, less payment from electronic credit ledger, IGST credit being set off against what? SGST liability. Here there is no IGST liability at all. If there is any IGST liability, IGST credit would have been knocked off against the IGST liability. But since there is no IGST liability, we know that the rule is first the IGST credit should be exhausted. So that 26 lakh in this question, sir, that has been fully utilized against what? SGST. Sir, it can be utilized to CGST and SGST in any manner, any proportion. If you want the 100%, you can knock off to CGST. If you want, you can knock off 50-50, 70-30, 60-40, 10-90, like that. Any proportion you can set off, because in any manner, here in this answer they have just set off fully against what? SGST. Now we can say that IGST credit has been exhausted. So payment from the electronic credit ledger, IGST credit being set off against what liability? As it can be set off against CGST and SGST liability in any order and in any proportion. Here, read the one highlight in the question. Compute the what tax liability? Output GST liability. Output GST liability we have calculated in that table itself, which is nothing but, sir, exempted goods into 0 and taxable goods into the rate. We will get the total output GST liability, right? Am I right? Available ITC, that's what we have done first. Total GST paid minus apportionment, we got the available ITC. And payment to be made from the electronic what and what ledger for the month of April, considering that entire ITC shall be utilized for payment of tax. That means 99% concept will not be applicable. That's what indirectly they are mentioning in the bracket. Sir, if certain conditions are satisfied, sir, you can't enjoy 100% balance available in the electronic credit ledger. I know your brain will be searching for that. After this question, go there, revise that part. That is what the real preparation is all about. It is there in our material, we have discussed in class also. You revise, that's the key to success, my dear lovable students. What I am highlighting to you is, this is the meaning of that bracket. Considering that entire ITC shall be utilized for payment of tax means no need to restrict that to how much percentage? 99%. You can claim entire amount. So first I have to utilize the IGST. IGST credit has to be exhausted. That can be set off. Since there is no IGST liability, that can be set off against CGST or SGST in any manner. So in this answer they are set off fully against what? Fantastic to the core. Sir, CGST and SGST credit, sir, set off against CGST and SGST liability respectively, because cross utilization is not permitted. You tell me, what is the eligible CGST? 27 lakhs and? Sir, 27 lakhs of CGST credit has to be knocked off against CGST payable of 148 lakh. After set off 148 lakhs against sub 26 lakhs, still payable 148 minus 26 comes to 120, but we are having credit of only 27. So from 147, 122, if you reduce 27, you will get how much lakhs? 9 lakhs. As what payable? What GST payable? Yes, GST payable. And 121 lakhs is the, so net GST payable from electronic cash ledger is 121 lakhs and 95 lakhs. But you should not leave one thing, RCM. That RCM has been taken into consideration when we do the ITC. Correct? If you pay from your pocket only, that can be taken as what? ITC. Sir, GST payable on inward supply of GTA services under what charge? Through electronic what ledger? It cannot be paid through electronic. Tax payable under reverse charge being not an output tax cannot be set off against ITC, and thus it has to be paid in cash. So this amount also has to be paid in cash, because we have exhausted the electronic credit ledger, we exhausted IGST credit, we exhausted CGST credit, we exhausted SGST credit. So this much amount has to be paid from our pocket through electronic what ledger. In addition to that, this 1 lakh, which is IGST, because of application of place of supply, we determine that it's an interstate supply, right? So that has also to be paid through electronic cash ledger. So the net GST payable through electronic cash ledger is 121 lakh, 95 lakh and 1 lakh. Put together 121 plus 95 plus 1 comes to 200. Why I am putting the total? Because of this note. In the above answer, tax payable from electronic cash ledger has been computed by set of IGST credit against what liability? There is no rule, hard and fast rule, that the IGST credit has to be knocked off only against SGST liability. You can knock off either against CGST or SGST as the. However, since IGST credit can be set off against what and what liability? In any order and in any proportion, same can be set off against CGST or SGST liability in different ways. In all such cases, net CGST and net SGST payable from the electronic cash ledger will differ, because based upon the set off, the net CGST payable and net SGST payable will differ. But sir, total amount of net GST payable 217 lakhs in cash remains the same, whereas the total GST payable will be 217 lakhs. To say or highlight that only, we have calculated that what is the total GST payable through electronic what ledger. Comfortable? Are you all really with me? Sir, this question has been asked in Jan 2021 for 14 mark in examination as the first question. So we are having lot of questions to be solved. I will solve as much as possible, my dear lovable students. I will be solving illustration number 2. How many questions I am solving doesn't matter. How many questions you are solving matter. That means, in the sense means, before you listen to illustration number 2, pause the video, take your book and pen and solve illustration number 1 by your own, then you proceed further. Then only you will be able to appreciate or understand. If that is the case, if you do 5 questions, that is enough for the computation of GST payable total income. Otherwise, you have to listen to 50 questions, still you won't get a control, still you will be looking here and there what to do and what not to do. Practice is the key to success. Still we are having time. For one day, one question, what you will lose, my dear lovable students. That too, the opening batsman of 14 mark, very important question for examination. Take your pen, paper, do the question, pause the video, then continue with illustration number 2. Till that, I will be waiting here. Thank you. Bye-bye from here. Sir, we have done illustration number 2. Sir, the one additional point in illustration number 2 is, sir, here they have sold the van used for personal transport by auction. Correct? What is the book value of the van? 1,40,000. After depreciation, 1,40,000. If you read this adjustment, it is given here. Company sold a van used for personal transport by auction. The van had been purchased at how much? 3,20,000, which is much before. The depreciated value at the time of sale was how much? So the book value, depreciable value at the time of sale was 1,40,000. No GST credit was taken. ITC has not been taken. The van was sold for an amount of how much? During the month of October in the course of intrastate. So 1,50,000 is the book value and the sale price is equal to 1 lakh. So the margin is equal to 10,000. You can adopt margin method also if you are a dealer of second hand goods. The difference between the selling price minus purchase price, that profit, on that profit also you can pay what? GST. So on this 10,000 you can pay the what? GST. That's what given as the value of supply as well as applicable rate of tax to be paid in case of old and used motor vehicle can also be determined in terms of notification number 8 bar. This is what notification number 8 bar 2018. But we have not found out the answer as per notification number 8 bar 2018. We have taken on the entire sale value into normal GST rate will be applicable. By this also you can find out. That is also right answer. I am moving into question number 3. Shall we? When lockdown was announced due to coronavirus, BCD Limited decided that it would sell its own branded groceries at how much percent? Of the cost. If 100 rupees is the cost, 80 rupees discount they are going to give, 20 rupees is going to be the selling price, no problem. Show the 80 rupees in the invoice. If you are showing the 80 rupees in the invoice, 20 rupees will be the transaction value. Because as per 15 subsection 1, transaction value is equal to price actually paid or payable. Comfortable? Who is providing free food and groceries to the poor and needy as its contribution to the nation. So my dear lovable students, you want grocery? Are you going to distribute to the poor people? 100 rupees product we are ready to provide you at 20 rupees. We will give you a discount of 80 rupees. The details of the transaction from April 2020 to September 2020 during which has been done this as given below. Total turnover excluding GST of branded grocery and food grain during the period as per the invoice issued and accounted for GST purpose is how much crore? But the actual value of the goods is 30 crore. So 30 crore into 80%. 30 minus 24. Which is the billable amount, which is 20% of the 30 crores. The only condition to be satisfied is if it has been shown in invoice, that discount is an allowable discount. Only on 6 crore you are liable to collect the tax paid on security and maintenance service during the period. You tell me, can you take ITC? Is the security and maintenance service is blocked or eligible? Tax paid on rent paid on warehouse or storage of goods and for undertaking packaging, can you take ITC? Yes, tax paid on packing material and printing charges on packing material, can you take ITC? Yes, sir. So you have to add all that. What is the value to be adopted for the purpose of payment of GST? The value to be adopted is how much crore? And not how much crore. Compute the admissible ITC and output tax liability. You have to add the all and indicate whether any tax has to be paid in cash. Assume the rate of CGST and SGST to be 2.5% each on the branded grocery and food grain and on sales or what state supply. It's a June 21 question, man. Computation of what of supply. Value of supply adopted for payment of GST. Transaction value, which is the price actually paid or payable for supply, is adopted for the purpose of payment of GST, which is how much crore and which is not how much crore. Computation of output tax liability on that 6 crore into 2.5%, 15 lakhs is the CGST collected, 15 lakhs is the SGST collected. Computation of ITC, you tell me security and maintenance allowed, not allowed. Warehousing rent allowed, not allowed. Allowed. Packing and printing allowed, not allowed. The total credit available will be 17 lakhs. But the output tax collected is only, so you have to dash forward the ITC. What are the requirements of the question? What is the value to be adopted? 6 crores. No need to adopt. Compute the admissible ITC credit. What is the ITC credit admissible? 17 lakhs is the admissible ITC credit. And output tax liability. What is the output tax liability? Since we are having more ITC, sir, there is no need to pay. And indicate whether any tax has to be paid in cash. No need to pay any cash. Assuming the rate of CGST and SGST at 2.5% each on the branded grocery and food grain, and all sales are on. That means we have to collect CGST, and that's why in the output tax we have collected CGST at 2.5% and SGST at 2.5%. Comfortable? With this we can say that we are through with part A of computation of GST payable, which comprises of 3 questions. Question number 1, 2 and 3. Comfortable, sir? Sir, very happy afternoon to all. So we are doing computation of GST payable, first 14 mark question. In this series we have solved illustration number 1. We are moving into illustration number 2, which is a very good question, past examination question. MS Limited is a GST registered company. During the month of October, company has undertaken the following transaction and wants you to work out the GST output tax liability, admissible ITC, and amount that will have to be paid in cash by company to the government before taking you as a manager in the company. You can't say that I don't want that post. Sir, you are going to be appointed as the manager of the company. Before you are getting appointed as the manager of the company, you have to calculate the GST output tax liability, admissible ITC, and amount that will have to be paid in the by cash. There is no carry forward amount in respect of any of the item to be considered for the purpose of calculation other than what is mentioned specifically below. Other than this, no carry forward. Rate of IGST to be taken at 18%, CGST at 9% and SGST at 9% on all goods and services except GTA services or transportation service, and restaurant services for which CGST and SGST rate will be 2.5% each, which is 2.5 and 2.5%, 2.5% CGST and 2.5%, or IGST rate will be the amount indicated for all the items are without including the CGST, SGST or IGST element. That means the below data whatever they have given is without CGST, SGST or IGST. Whether a supply attract IGST or CGST, SGST has to be determined on the basis of the details given. The company has indicated to you that GST liability for October 2020 for their main product alone is 54 lakhs of CGST and SGST each. Wow. They themselves calculated the output GST. The company has indicated you that GST liability for October, they have given the answer. Output tax liability is 54 lakhs of CGST and 54 lakhs of SGST and 72 lakhs of what? And the eligible credit on input and input services for October is 1.45 crores of IGST and 20 lakhs each towards CGST and SGST, which can straight away be taken for calculation. They themselves given the output tax collected, they themselves given the ITC. From the output tax collected, you have to reduce the what? You will get the net GST payable. Don't think that for this you will get 14 mark in examination. In that output tax collected, there are certain collar, and the ITC calculated, there are certain collar. You have to correct that collar to find out the correct output tax collected and the eligible. That's what they have given as the adjustment. Not much. Company has provided you the other details which is not part of the above as under. That means these are additional information they have given. For this additional information, you have to take a call. During the month of October 2020, sir, where we are standing, for what month you are going to calculate? October 2020 only. So for the month of October 2020, during the month of October 2020, company offered a special discount of 25% on a product. That means the company has given a discount. We know that as per section 15 value of supply, 15.3 is talking about exclusion. In that exclusion, discount is an exclusion. The sale of which is intended to discontinue from 1st December 2020 onwards and issued credit note to the what? Dealers. This product was lying in stock with the dealers and discount offered to the customers was borne by the company by issuing the what note. That means the company is going to give a discount by issuing credit note. The amount reimbursed to the dealers for discount given to the customer in the month of what? October was 36 lakhs in the course of what state? Look at the adjustment. Like certain adjustments you are going to get in examination, every part of the act should be able to work in your brain. I am reading once again, then I explain what you are supposed to do. During the month of October 2020, company offered a special discount. Our company has offered a of 25% on a product. On a particular product, how much percent? The sale of which is intended to discontinue from 1st December 2020 onwards. What company is saying that from 2020 December onwards, we are not going to sell this product. So, we are offering a huge discount. This discount you pass on to the customer, try to knock off the stock what is available with the dealers and issue credit note to the dealers. This product was lying in stock with whom? And discount offer to the customers was borne by the company by issuing the what note. The amount reimbursed to the dealers for the discount given to the customer in the month of October was how much? In the course of what state? Industry. First of all, this is a, sir, two types of discount are there. Sir, you can provide the discount either at the time of supply or you have to provide the discount after supply, right? Post supply. Sir, post supply discount can be reduced if three conditions are satisfied. First of all, it should be mentioned in the invoice. There should be an agreement. Proportionate ITC should be reversed by the recipient. If all the three conditions cumulatively satisfied, you can reverse the discount. Otherwise, you can't do anything. Now, GST liability for the main product, they themselves given in the question. As CGST 54 lakh, SGST 54 lakh and IGST 72 lakh. After sale discount on a product. In the given case, discount given after effecting the supply is not in terms of an agreement. There is no agreement. Company suddenly decided that we are going to stop the product, supply of the product from December onwards. So, company is saying to the dealer that whatever stock you are having, try to clear it off as quick as possible. We are ready to pass on you a gift of discount of how much? 25%. So, this is not as per agreement that existed at the time of supply. At the time of supply, there is no such agreement. Therefore, discount is not allowed as deduction from the what of supply. So, this discount is not a valid discount for the purpose of reducing the GST liability. So, no adjustment is required. That's why it is nil. Comfortable, sir? Coming to the second adjustment, what they are trying to say. Company sold a van used for personal transport by auction. Company sold a van. Van in the sense means capital goods. The van had been purchased at rupees, how much? 3,20,000. This van has been purchased for 3,20,000. The depreciated value at the time of sale was 1,40,000. On that one, the company has claimed depreciation. After depreciation, at the time of sale, the book value is 1 lakh. No GST credit was taken on this van. No GST credit has been taken. If GST credit has been taken, permanent transfer or disposal of business asset where ITC has been. But that is applicable only without consideration. But nowhere till now they have said that they are going to sell the van without consideration and all. They said that they have not taken the ITC. For a van, van is not truck. Van are motor vehicle. Motor vehicle are blocked credit. Because of blocked credit, so sometimes the van capacity may be less than 13 passengers. Because of that, they would have not taken the. Okay, fine. Anyway, so whatever GST paid would have been treated as cost. On that, they would have claimed the depreciation. The current value is how much lakh? 14 lakh. The van was sold for an amount of 1,50,000 during the month of, in the course of what state? Now this van has been sold. This van has been sold. Since on this van, since no ITC has been availed, there is no concept of reversal of ITC and all. Otherwise, I have to check whether the life of the van is 5 years, 5% per quarter or part of the quarter. After reducing that, how much is the eligible ITC, how much is the ineligible ITC, or what is the transaction value? The transaction value comes to how much? 1,50,000. On this transaction value, my dear lovable students, I am entitled to collect the output tax, either the ITC which are attributable for the ineligible period, or the tax on the transaction value, whichever is. Hence, in this case, since there is no question of ITC, that part put it on dustbin. Just come to the transaction value. What is the transaction value? 1,50,000 is the transaction value. So 1,50,000 into, they said that it's a intrastate supply. For intrastate supply, what is the tax rate? 9% CGST and 9% SGST. Is that amount is there in the output tax collected, or we have to manually add? We have to manually add. So to that, sale of van used for personal transport by what? The value of supply as well as applicable rate of tax to be paid in case of old and used motor vehicle can also be determined in terms of notification number 8/2018. Leave the notification. As per that notification, we have to take the transaction value into the rate. What is the transaction value? 1 lakh into what is the rate? 9% comes to 13,500 CGST and 13,500 SGST. Comfortable, sir? Coming to the third adjustment of the question. Company has a policy of raising invoices. That means they will raise the invoice separately towards transportation cost. Oh my God. For transportation charges, they used to raise separate invoice of their product on their dealers at the time of invoicing for the product sold to them. So when I sell this product to you, for this product, I will raise an invoice. For transporting the goods, I will raise another invoice. Composite supply. Composite supply. They are providing two supplies at the same time, where one of the supply is the principal supply, other supply is the ancillary supply, naturally bundle. Composite supply means a supply, right, which has been provided by the taxable person to a recipient, sir, which has been in the conjunction with each other, naturally bundle, all those stuffs. Company is collecting GST at 5% on all transactions, and the amount is collected as a percentage on the value of goods supplied, irrespective of the what involved. Sir, even if it is 1 kilometer from the company, sir, on the what of supply, value of supply, they will collect what percent? 5%. 5%. This 5% GST, the company is collecting GST at on all transaction, and amount is collected as a percentage on the what of the goods supplied, irrespective of the amount collected during the month of October towards transportation in intrastate transaction is how much lakh? And for interstate transaction is how much lakh? That means for intrastate transportation they have charged 6 lakh, and for interstate transportation they have charged 4 lakh. For this, company is supposed to collect what? GST. How much GST they are collecting? 5% GST they are collecting. Right? Sir, this is a what supply? Transportation cost charged on the product. Supply of goods and transport service is a what supply? As the transportation cost is charged at a flat rate from all customer, irrespective of the what involved. Therefore, rate of principal supply, that is a goods rate, product rate, with 9% CGST and 9% SGST, each is charged on what state supply, and 18% IGST to be charged on what state supply. So, what is the intrastate supply value? 6 lakh into 9% come to 54,000. 6 lakh into 9% come to 54,000. This is the CGST to be collected. And sir, on how much lakh? 4 lakh, what state supply? 18% IGST has to be collected, comes to 72,000. Comfortable, sir? I am reading that point once again. Now you try to connect that. Company has a policy of raising invoices separately towards transportation costs of their product on their dealers at the time of invoicing for the product what to them. That means they used to raise the invoice, goods separately and transportation separately. It is a what supply? Composite supply. Composite supply. Sir, you can separately raise the invoice, there is no problem, but use the GST rate of the goods as the rate for the services. The company is collecting GST on all transaction, and the amount is collected as a percentage of the value of the goods supplied irrespective of the, yes sir, the amount collected during the month of October 2020 towards transportation as intrastate transaction is how much lakh, and interstate transaction is, for this amount company would not have collected the GST because these are additional information has been given as compared to above. So on this we have to collect the rate applicable for the goods as the rate for the services. Comfortable? Coming to the next one, man. Question part number 4 is the target. Security establishment of a company. What is security establishment of company? It may be CCTV. Security establishment. They have established some security to see what is happening inside the company. Caught an employee who had stolen bearings of 2.5 lakhs during the month of October. That means some employee has stolen some raw material. If some raw material has been stolen, it's a blocked credit. On that raw material, you would have already claimed as what? That ITC is there in the question, what is already given ITC available. So in the ITC available amount, this ITC will be included. So we have to manually go and produce. Nothing to do with the output tax collected. This has to be done in the ITC. Bearing could not be recovered because that he taken and ran away. Bearings cannot be recovered. But the company successfully recovered the cost from the employee. That money has been recovered. Sir, if we recover the money, it is not enough with the ITC. For ITC, you have to reverse the what itself? ITC itself. IGST credit of 45,000 has been taken by company on this what? So, whatever IGST credit you are having, from the IGST credit available, you have to reduce how much? Look at how much is the amount available. You tell me how much is the amount available? 1.45 crores. My God. 1.55 crores. So coming to the ITC available here, it is in lakhs. So 1.45 means 145. Eligible credit on input and input service for the month. CGST is 20, SGST is 20, both are in lakhs. And IGST, so they have given in crores. So you have to properly convert. 1.45 crores is equal to 145. Inside this, sir, ball bearing stolen. ITC on stolen goods is what? Hence, ITC taken on stolen ball bearing need to be, so that 45,000 has to be put it on dustbin. Coming to the next adjustment. Brilliant, sir. Fantastic, sir. Company supplied food and beverage. Oh my God. Food and beverage are blocked credit to the employees, and all items are priced at 10% of the actual cost of the company. That means if company is incurring 100 rupees, employees need to pay only 10 rupees. You can eat the burger. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
From the employee, company is collecting only 10 rupees. Fine. During the month of October 2020, company had charged 50,000 to the employees. That means 5 lakh rupees food has been by the employees. 5 lakh rupees. So, assume that is a dash state transaction, intrastate. So, CGST and SGST would have been paid. So, that amount is there inside the ITC. That has to be reduced. That has to be, that is adjustment, man. Good question, brilliant question. So, here, food and beverages supplied to the what? Employees. Food and beverage supplied to the employees. Goods being provided to the what person? Related person. Sir, employer and employee are what person? Based upon relationship, based upon control, based upon relationship, 5 people are related. Person number 1. Officers or employees of one another person. Directors of the officers and directors. Okay, then number 2. Legally recognized partner. Employer and employee. Okay, fine. Employer and employee. So employer and employee are what person? Related person. Okay. Food and beverage supplied to the employees. Goods being provided to what person? Employee. Open market value of the same, which is 5 lakh, has been considered as the value. They have gone to rule number 28. Sir, what is 27? Consideration not wholly in money. What is rule number 28? Supply between related or distinct person other than agent. Rule number 29 is supply between what? Agent. So 50,000 rupees has been collected from the employees, which is just how much percent? 10%. That means 50,000 divided by 10% come to the open market value comes to 5 lakhs. So CGST and SGST of 5 lakh each is payable on what item? Look, how the question has treated is, they have treated this as an outward supply instead of reducing from the IDC. Hello, sir? Sir, read the part once again. Company supplies food and beverages to whom? And all the items are priced at 10% of the actual cost of the company. During the month of October 2020, company has charged 50,000 to the employees. Assume that this is a interest. They have nothing they talked about the ITC part. So they have not reduced from the ITC. They have added to the output tax liability. Sir, then why you have done earlier adjustment like that? IGST credit of 45,000 has been what by the company? Such things has not been mentioned here. Supply includes all forms of supply of goods or services or both, such as sale, barter, transfer, exchange, license, lease, rental or disposal made or agreed to be made for a consideration by a person in the course or furtherance of. So the employer has supplied certain food item to the employee for which they have collected only 10%. Since employer and employee are related person, as per explanation to section 15, whatever transaction value between them has to be put it on dustbin. Then I have to follow the valuation rule. As per rule number 28, step number 1, open market value should be taken as the brilliant. Fantastic to the core. Coming to question number point number 6. During the month of October, company purchased 10 mobile phone. Totally how many mobile? In its name, company's name, and distributed to employee to enable them to perform their duties more efficiently for the company. That means, sir, 10 mobile phone has been purchased and it has been given to the employees that enjoy, do the work very well. Total price of the mobile is 1,20,000. So 1,20,000 divided by 10 come to only 12,000. Employer can gift to employee up to 50,000. That is a threshold limit applicable. Till that, provisions of Schedule 1 will not be. That provisions are applicable only for gift. At the end of the month, company sold, not gifted, only for gifted, 50,000 will be applicable. For sold, 50,000 will not be. This mobile to employee and company recovered only how much? From the employees. That means employer and employee are what person? Related person. Transaction value has to be put it on. Assuming that it's a dash state transaction. My question to you, will this affect the output tax or the input tax? Output tax. So I am coming to output tax, my dear lovable students. Supply of mobile phone to employees. Supply being made to a what person? Employees. Open market value of the same has been considered as value. The open market value given in the question is 1 lakh. They themselves said that the supply is a intrastate supply. So into 9% come to 10,800 of CGST and 10,800 of SGST has to be added to the. If you look at the question, actually regarding employees, two similar adjustment has been asked in this question. Right? Coming to the point number 7. Company's registered office is located in a building. Company's registered office. That means companies registered. The first line of the question itself, they said that company is what? Which belong to the local municipality. That building is belong to the local municipality. If the service has been provided by government or local authority to a business entity, the business entity located in taxable territory is the person liable to pay tax on reverse charge basis. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So for this amount, the company is liable to pay tax on RCM. So where and all these implications will be there? I can claim that amount as what? ITC, and finally I have to add it to the output tax liability because that amount has to be paid through electronic. So the monthly rent is 1,50,000. Monthly rent is? Come on man, here sir, supply of mobile phone, that's it. Total output tax liability. GST under what charge? Payable in cash. So I have to find out the GST to be payable in cash. Rent paid to the what? Municipality. 1,50,000 into how much percent? 9%, come to 13,500, and 1,50,000 into 9% come to 13,000. Comfortable, sir? Yes, sir. Sir, we are going to read the last part of the question, last adjustment. The whole-time director of the company, salary, employee, employer-employee relationship are covered in Schedule 3. Neither supply of goods nor supply of services. Paid a salary of 5 lakh rupees. For this, no GST consequences at all. It's a non-taxable supply. It's NSR, no need to pay GST. He was also paid 20,000 towards sitting fee for his participation in the meeting. Director of a company is an RCM. For this amount, company is liable to pay tax on RCM, not for 5 lakh, but for 20,000. So in the RCM table, sitting fee to whole-time director, 20,000 into 9%, 18,000, sorry, 1,800. And 20,000, 19%, 9% come to 1,800. In this, only one highlight is, have the company purchased the mobile? Yes, sir. Have they given to the employee for what purpose? Official purpose. Hence, the mobile is an eligible item to claim it as ITC. And they treated that supply as taxable supply, and they have adopted the what market value? Open market value. So on that mobile, they are entitled to claim. So mobile phone purchase for employee, ITC of goods used in the course or furtherance of 1.2 lakhs into 9% and 1.2 lakhs into 9%, 10,800 and 10,800. So what we are supposed to do is, sir, this is the ITC amount given in the question. From that, some ball bearings has been stolen by the employee. It has become blocked credit. So we have reduced it. Mobile phone, we sold to the employees. Sir, we find out the transaction value, we put it on dustbin. We find out the open market value. On that open market value, we have collected the output tax collected. Hence, that mobile is entitled for ITC. Here, gift provisions will not be applicable. So, that amount I am going to claim it as ITC. Rent to municipality, RCM will be applicable. So, that amount can be taken as ITC. Sitting fee paid to whole-time director, sir, RCM will be applicable. Director of a company, hence RCM will be applicable. So, the total ITC available will be this much. This is a tax payable under reverse charge, sir. Rent payable to municipality, tax on renting of immovable property, service supplied by a local authority to a registered person is payable under what CM? So 1.5 lakhs into 9% and 1.5 lakhs into sitting fees paid to whole-time director, service provided by employee to employer in the course of his employment are not, hence salary paid to director is not taxable. However, sitting fee is a consideration for services provided beyond what of employment, and hence it is taxable. Further, tax on sitting fee paid to director is payable under what charge? So 20,000 into 9% and 20,000 9%. Total tax payable under RCM is 15,300 and 15,000. And this amount can be claimed it as ITC. So the total ITC 20.261, 20.261, 144 point. Comfortable, sir? So you all have finalize the total output tax liability. Actually, they themselves given the output tax liability of 54 lakhs and 54 lakhs and 72 lakhs comfortable. After sale discount, no adjustment is required. Sale of van on transaction value, normal GST has to be collected. Transportation cost, you have to treat it as composite supply. Sir, output tax has to be collected. Sir, foods and beverage supplied. Sir, you have to find out the open market value, you have to collect the output tax. Yes sir. Supply of mobile phone, sir, you have to find out the open market value. Once you've done all that, you will get the total what tax liability. From the total output tax liability, sir, less ITC set off. We already find out the ITC table. IGST credit is first utilized for payment of what liability? And then for payment of SGST liability, followed by CGST liability. Because question specifically told that give a brief note to support your treatment for items wherever required. Company want to pay minimum amount of what? So, first IGST credit you have to set off against the IGST payable. Still, if there is any IGST credit, try to set off against the SGST payable because the SGST tax liability should be minimum. So, what is the IGST credit available? 144.55 lakhs. Oh my God! But I am having IGST liability of only 72. From 144.55, if I remove 72. So 144.55 minus 72.72 comes to 71.83 lakhs. Still we are having IGST credit. Try to knock off against the SGST. SGST payable total comes to 55.233. So 71.83 minus 55.233 comes to 16.597. IGST credit is still balanced there. That amount you can knock it off against what? So the ultimate SGST payable will be like that. You should not say RCM will be there. Ultimate will not be 0. Output tax payable will be 0. Comfortable, sir? After exhausting what credit? CGST and SGST credit is to be utilized. ITC of CGST cannot be utilized for payment of SGST and what versa. So, sir, from 55.233, if you remove 60.597, you are still having 38.636. What payable? CGST payable. But how much CGST credit I am having? Only that much I can take it as what? ITC. The balance 18.75. I have to pay from my pocket through the electronic what ledger. Add the total ITC to be paid on reverse charge is 15,300 and so that also has to be added to the output tax payable GST under what charge? Payable in cash. Tax payable under RCM reverse charge being not a what tax cannot be set off against ITC and thus will have to be paid in. So the total comes to 18.375 plus 0.153 comes to 18.0 plus 0.153 comes to 0. That's the total GST to be payable in cash. Comfortable, sir? In the above question, GST at 5% on all transaction and the amount is collected as the percent of the value may be read as GST at 5% on all transaction. Sir, transportation cost is collected as the percentage of the value because there may be a small interpretational difference with regard to that point. So by considering this note only, ICA has solved that question. Otherwise, you may have a doubt that already 5% has been collected. No, sir, only the difference has to be added to the what tax liability, output tax liability. In order to not have such a doubt, ICA has given a note. That means there may be some grammatical mistakes in the question which they have drafted. So they have answered in such a way. Fine. It has been assumed that selling of mobile phone to employee at reduced rate do not form part of what contract? Employment contract, because no employer will give what? Generally mobile as a part of employment contract. Further, mobile phone have been considered as what? Inputs. However, it is also possible to consider mobile phone as what goods? Since in the given case mobile phone capital goods are removed after being what? Used, a specified amount determined in terms of 18 subsection 6 of the CGST Act shall be payable. That is a problem if you are treating the mobile as what goods? Capital goods. So it's better to treat it as what? Input. If you treat as input, you can claim ITC, And when you are selling, just add it to the what tax liability, output tax liability. Otherwise, you have to go and see 18 subsection 6 consequences, which is 5% per quarter or part of the quarter or transaction value, whichever is what? Higher. So it's better and safer side to treat it as what? Input. Since mobile phone has been considered as input, purchase price of 1,20,000 for the mobile has been considered as its what market value? Open market value. What a beautiful question this is. Like this question only they are testing. And this is not my concept question, my dear lovable students. This is a past examination question which has been asked in July 2021. Comfortable, sir? Sir, try to do such questions more and more. Computation of GST payable. It's equal to revising the entire act. And another side, you have to revise 30-45 minutes the entire provision. Then only both will link, both will connect. And when you are reading an adjustment, you should be able to appreciate or understand, okay, this adjustment they are asking. And once you are going wrong in the interpretation, don't worry. Because a person who knows something only will go wrong. A person who don't even know the provision, sir, will be simply seeing the answers and ticking. So if you are going wrong in some interpretation, that's not a mistake. Because once you do 5 to 10 questions, automatically that will settle down. It's a process. You have to follow the process. So out of 3 questions, question number N from set number 1 has been completed. I hope that you are comfortable, man. We'll be doing question number, sir, M, which is the 3rd question in part number 1, which is nothing but question number 3 of this lot, lockdown question. Comfortable, sir?